What's up, everybody over at Recon? My name's TJ Rumler, and I'm honored to be sharing a quick video with you all. My friend Jordana asked me to make a video, and I hope I can give you some value, some tips on how to get through this Corona quarantine together. I imagine if you're watching this video, you're probably feeling a little bit like this guy in the video. Kind of in mission mode right now, not really knowing what to think or what to do. Maybe some of you are really hyped up. Maybe some are shutting down. Maybe some don't know what to feel. Before I go into what I want to talk about, though, I want to introduce myself a little more. TJ Rumler, combat vet with the 151 National Guard unit out of Greenville, South Carolina. I'm currently a licensed social worker working in the city of Greenville, South Carolina. I have a couple of different roles right now, but I'm coming to you through my consulting page, TJ Rumler Consulting, where I try to work with the community to just really build us together. The kind of driving force behind what I do is that I feel like we can do better healing, we can do better moving forward and being our best selves together versus working individually. But also, I just love the work that Recon is doing. One of my previous roles was in the VA. I worked with some different programs within the VA, and I worked with a lot of combat vets and non-combat vets who were just trying to make that transition from military career to civilian world. And it's sometimes super hard, depending on especially sometimes which MOS you're coming out of, how long you serve. There's tons of variables that can play into that. But it doesn't help if you're making that transition in the middle of a freaking quarantine when we can't do a whole lot and it feels like a lot is out of our control. So what I want to try to do over the next maybe 5-10 minutes, not too long, is give you a few tips that can help you make it through this the best we can, okay? It's not going to make life perfect. It's not going to make Rona go away anytime sooner, but hopefully it can add a little value. The first thing I want you to do is check your state on a regular basis. There's this neurological concept called state dependence. And basically, like, if you can remember when we all went through basic training. So think back in basic training, you were in a state of sleep, and then all of a sudden, you hear that sound, 3:45 in the morning, and we're getting up, right? I can't use all the language I want to use in this video because I don't know who's watching. You may be watching with your kids. Your state went from here to calm to like something we like to call flipping our lid. So, you weren't accessing all the best parts of yourself. You weren't thinking about what you're going to eat for lunch. You were thinking about, honestly, you may not realize it or not, but you were thinking about, am I safe right now? So what happens like right now when we are in this, a lot of us are living in a state of panic, a state of really uncertainty. It all goes down to, do I feel safe? What that can look like, how it can actually play out is a lot of different ways. It can look like anxiety. It can look like depression. It can look like frustration. It can look like anger. It can look like drug and alcohol dependence. It can manifest itself in a lot of different ways. So what I want you to do is consistently try to check yourself. Maybe we could do another video on something called hypo and hyperarousal. Because what happens is a lot of times when we get dysregulated, we either get too jacked up, too keyed up. I need to start using this hand. Too keyed up where we're just go, go, go. Or sometimes we can actually shut down. If we get into a place where we feel like we are totally losing control of our situation and we don't have power over our current situation, then we can actually be under-aroused. And that can look a whole lot of different ways too. Both of those things can be dangerous and very detrimental to our mental and physical well-being if we stay in those states for too long. One way that you can really, if you feel yourself getting either too high or too low, something you can do is try to maintain activity. Even if it's just, especially if you're getting too high, just stop and take a few deep breaths. Imagine you were back in the range. Imagine you're focused on that target and you just need to breathe. You remember that in and out breath that you had to be very intentional about? Just take a few of those, and that can help in the moment. Even better yet, try to do some of those periodically throughout your day when you are not in a state of arousal, and train your breath, train your body to kind of regulate those emotions. You'll be doing it just by breathing without knowing it. The second thing I want to really stress to you is to try to maintain connection. Even those of us that are the most introverted, we still need connection. Our bodies depend on it. One of the things that a lot of veterans we miss the most about time and service is that camaraderie. But for some reason, a lot of times once we're out, just even when you heard me say that, maintain connection. There's some of you that probably thought, man, whatever. That's a bunch of like soft. Again, I'm not going to use the language, but you know what I mean. But y'all, we need each other. We really do. And in this time, I haven't been using the term social connection. I mean, social distancing. I've been saying physical distancing. So yeah, regardless of where you're on the spectrum of this whole thing, I think we can all agree that probably right now we need to maintain some physical distance from one another the most we can. But that doesn't mean we need to completely distance ourselves socially. So, we have so many different things now like FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, all these different things that are wonderful ways that we connect with one another. Please do it, right? Connect on purpose and don't wait. Even if it's not a whole community that you're connected with, maybe you have a virtual battle buddy for the next however long that we're quarantined at home, that you check in on one another. Make a point to at least once, every day or two, if not every day, have a 2 or 3 minute FaceTime call just to get some human interaction, right? It's important. If you're like me, like I live alone, no pets, no kids, no spouse, nothing. And like, it's super important for me because I can tell that I've been disconnected. So I encourage you to really pay attention to that. And even if you feel like, no, I'm good, I'm cool, think about somebody in your life that may be extremely vulnerable during this time. All right, got them? If not, I'll dig deeper. Maybe there's, connection-wise, they are vulnerable. Maybe they're a loner. Just in normal life, normal patterns of life, they don't tend to be around a lot of people. They don't reach out. They tend to isolate. Maybe they are resource vulnerable. Maybe they don't have a lot of food. Maybe they don't have internet. Maybe there's something lacking that is going to be a little more important during these next few weeks or longer. Think about somebody like that, and then you make a point to reach out. Because here's the thing. You are better when you're doing good. We can have a whole nother video on that too. If you're interested, check out the gratitude experiment on YouTube. That's a cool thing to look up that you can do. That's an easy mood booster for you and for other people. But seriously, think about somebody. And since we're having this conversation in the realm of veteran well-being, think about another vet that you know. And again, right now, they don't have to even be physically close to you. You can reach out to somebody all over the world. All right, I'm going to quit harping on that. Lastly, and super important also, is maintain a routine, everybody. You can't see it because of this video right here, but if you can see right there's a big whiteboard with a daily routine. In mine, if I look at it, it says move, shower, meditate, read, work, study something for fun, and then turn it off and practice self-care. So, some things that I would encourage you to do, because look, we talked earlier about what can happen when we feel like we don't have control, when we lose power over a situation. And I know that we all struggle with that. Like, we all need to have power and control over our lives, over our environment. It's a human thing, but it's even more so when you've been through the military. It just is. So some things that I encourage you to do for that routine. Now, how that looks in your day, that's up to you. Sleep. Make sure that you are sleeping, right? Most of us need 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day. I would encourage you to get that. Have a sleep routine. Go on YouTube and just look up different things that you can do to make sure that you're keeping a healthy sleep routine. There's a lot of good ways that you can do that. Stay on point with your nutrition. It's going to be harder, but make sure you're staying hydrated. Don't roll your eyes at me. Make sure that you are staying hydrated. That's super important. Take care of your hygiene. Get up and shower. Brush your teeth. Shave periodically. Just do things that are going to make you feel like you still are going to be able to go have a purpose. And schedule some downtime. These are things that we control. At a certain point, I know you're going to be up during the day. Like, again, part of that routine, schedule when you're going to be online and working on your resume, your CV, doing online interviews, doing online applications. Those are great. Those are things that you can control. What we can't control is how many people are going to respond to us over the next few weeks. But you can control what you put out into that universe, and then maybe see that return, even if it's not as quick as you would like for it to be. All right. But just make sure you're also scheduling some downtime. Again, and try to limit drug and alcohol use. Not here to preach the good and the bad of just overall using, but right now I think limiting that, especially like when it goes back to sleep. A lot of people think that, when we drink, it helps our sleep. You're half right. It helps you get to sleep, but it's really going to jack up your ability to sleep and your quality of sleep. So I hope some of those things help you. I'm assuming when you're watching this video, you're going to have some ways right there beside it to get in touch with me if I can help at all. I can be a brother to you, or a resource. So anyway, good luck. Love all y'all. Be good.